Hello, my dear students. Have a great day to all of you. Myself, Mrs. Kavita Kanade from LVH College, Panchati, Nasik. This is our OCM's lecture. We already started the fourth chapter, that is business services. Business cannot be operated in an isolated manner. It requires some activities which facilitates business to grow rapidly. Business services are those services which help business to grow and which helps business to function smoothly. That means for the smooth functioning of the business services plays an important role. There are various types of services depending upon their nature and the purpose. There are different types of services. We already studied it in the last lectures. That is banking, then communication, then transportation, warehousing, and insurance. In this lecture, we will learn about the types of insurance. In last lecture, we saw the different types of insurance, that is life insurance, then fire insurance, then marine insurance. In this lecture, we will learn about the types of different insurance policies. Life insurance. What is the meaning of life insurance? Life insurance plays an important role in the human life. Under this policy, life of a human being can be secured against the death, sickness, accidents. An insurer undertakes to pay definite sum to the nominee on the death of the person insured or to the insured on maturity of the policy, whichever is earlier. Insured is required to pay minimum amount as a premium. Insured is required to pay minimum amount as a premium. It is important to note that the basic purpose of life insurance policy is not for the benefit of insured person but for those who left behind him or her. That means those who survive after the death of the insured. It is important for every earning member of the family to take a life insurance which can guard the family members in case of his or her death, because there is the insecurity of the life. In the nowadays we saw the situation everywhere. There is a uncertainty or insecurity of the life because of the coronavirus. Lots of people, we saw the lots of people lose their lives, or there are major problems creating when the death of the earning member, there is a death of an earning member, there are lot the the remaining member suffers lots of problems behind him. That's why it is so much important to have the life insurance policy. That's why in this lecture we will see the different types of life insurance policies. First is whole life policy. Whole life policy, it is for the life of a person. Then it is for a nominal rate of premium. Then the family members of the all family members are beneficial. That means the whole life of the person is secured under this policy. The person assured pays nominal amount of premium over his lifetime. Sum assured is paid by the assurer only on the death of the assured. To his nominee, the assured does not receive the money from the insurance company till he is alive. Under this policy, whole life of a person is secured. The insured cannot receive money from the insurance company till he is alive. The rate of premium is also it is always normally low. The money becomes payable on the death of insured person to the nominee or the legal heirs of the decided policy holder. That is called as the whole life policy. Then the second is endowment insurance policy. Insurance is taken for specific period under this policy. The sum assured along with bonus is given on the death of the insured to depends to the dependents or on the expiry of the specific period to the insured. Under this policy, insurance is taken for a specific period. That means it is not for the whole life. The whole life policy is for the whole life, and the returns are not returns are for the remaining members. But in endowment policy, it is also beneficial for the insured also. Sum assured along with bonus is paid by the assurer. This policy benefits nominee is in case of the death of earning members. In case of the assured is alive, it also helps to him in the old age. Then the third is term insurance policy. Term insurance policy is for a specific term or for the specific period. Under this policy, the assured is required to pay very low amount of premium. It has lowest premium along all insurance policy. The premium amount does not change during the term of the policy. Sum assured is paid by the assurer to the nominee if the assured person dies within the specific period. If the person is alive at the end of the term, the assured does not get the policy amount. That means it is not money back policy type of policy. This term insurance policy is for 1 year, and when that term ends, then we renew that policy after that 1 year. This and In that period, if the assured is alive, then he cannot get the money invested in that policy. That is the term insurance policy. Nowadays, this term insurance policy is famous because the premium amount is also low, and we can get the more benefit from the term insurance policies. For example, Kotak Mahindra policy, that is the term insurance policy. Then LIC also have the term insurance policy. Then the fourth is annuity policy. Fourth is money back policy. In money back policy provides a regular percentage of the sum assured during the lifetime of the policy, and also guarantees the benefits of the full sum assured in the events of the death of the insured to the dependents of the insured. Generally, the money back policy is available for four terms, that is for 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, and 25 years, etc. That is for the four terms money back policy. Money back policy, under this policy, person assured is required to pay premium amount for a specific period, just like term insurance policy. However, a percentage of sum assured is repaid by the assured to the assured in installments during the lifetime of the policy. Further, full benefits of the sum assured is available to the nominee on the death of the assured. Therefore, money back policy is for savings as well as insurance. That means this type of policy we can take as a saving also and as a insurance also, because it is like a money back policy. After some time or after the four terms, we can get back this money. Then the fifth is annuity policy. Annuity policy. In this policy, assured can pay the premium amount in lump sum or in installments. The assured shall receive the amount after a specific period. This amount will be received periodically from a specific date, or either for a fixed period of time or for the entire life. The basic objective of this policy is to invest the surplus amount and use the money after the retirement. That means annuity policy we can take as a pension payment scheme. The insured has to pay the premium in lump sum or in installments over a certain period of time. The insured will receive back a specific sum periodically from specific date onwards, either for a lifetime or for after a fixed number of years. That means this is like a pension payment scheme. Then the sixth is child insurance. A child insurance policy is a saving cum investment plan that is designed to meet children. That means it is for the children's future financial needs. A child insurance policy allows kids to live their dreams. Child insurance policy gives you the advantage to start investing in the children's plan right from the time the children is born and provisions to withdraw the savings once the child reaches adult. Some child insurance policy allows intermediate withdrawals at a certain intervals. That means this is for the we can use it for the for the education of the children or for the life settlement of the children. This policy is beneficial. Then the seventh is retirement plans, a saving and investment plans that provides assured an income during retirement is called retirement plans. On maturity, this surplus is invested for generating a regular income streams, which is referred to as pension or annuity. That means after uh, we invest the money in lump sum in this policy as a saving, and we that means this is also a investment plan. We invest money in this retirement policy, and after some time we get money back. Pension plan policy is different from all other insurance policies. It provides guaranteed return for lifetime or for a certain period of the time. It acts as a retirement benefit plans and provides pension when the assured does not have fixed income. That's why it is also beneficial for the old age people. Retirement plans policy. Then the eight is ULIP policy. ULIP stands for Unit Linked Insurance Policies. Unit Linked Insurance Policies. Under this policy, benefits of life insurance are combined with mutual funds. Some portion of the premium is invested in listed equity or bonds to provide higher returns, and the balance amount of premium is used to provide for life insurance and funds management expenses. This type of insurance has been introduced by private companies. That means ULIP policies are very much popular nowadays as they combine the benefits of insurance policy also with the mutual funds. That's why we can get the maximum returns from the ULIP policies. These eight are the types of life insurance policies. Then there are some types of fire insurance policies. There are the different types of fire insurance. In fire insurance, there is first type is valued policy. Fire insurance protects against the risk of damage by fire to property and assets. The amount of premium of fire insurance depend upon the value of subject matter, place of storage and extent of risk involved. The first is valued policy. Valued policy. In this type of policy, the value of the subject matter of insurance is agreed upon at the time of making the insurance contract. The specific or agreed value is paid by the insurer to the insured in the event of loss by fire, irrespective of extent of loss. This policy is generally taken for goods where it is difficult to assess access the value of articles. For example, antique articles, paintings, etc. In such type of goods, there is the valued policy taken by the insured. Then the average policy. Average policy. This policy contains an average clause. This policy contains an average clause. It is the policy which contains average clause if the subject matter is not insured as per the exact market value, or it is undervalued, then the insurer is liable to pay that percentage of loss for which it is insured. For example, if a policy is taken for 1 lakh against the market value of rupees 2 lakhs, and the loss incurred due to the fire is rupees 50,000, then the insured company will pay rupees 25,000. This is called as a average policy. For example, an article of rupees 50,000 is insured for the value of rupees 40,000. That means undervalue. Thus, only 80% is insured. A fire occurred and the loss was of rupees 30,000. Then the insurance company shall pay only rupees 24,000. In this case, this is called as an average policy. Then the third is specific policy. Specific policy. In case of specific policy, the property is insured for a definite sum irrespective of the market value. If there is a loss, started amount will have to be paid to the policy holder. In this policy, the actual value of the subject matter is not considered. For example, a property of rupees 1 lakh is insured for rupees 75,000 and the loss due to fire is rupees 40,000. Then the insurance company will pay rupees 40,000 in full as a compensation. That means this is a specific policy. Under this policy, property is insured for a specific sum in respective of the market value. For example, we can say, if an article, we can take the another example. If any article of rupees 1,50,000 taken by Mr. A takes a policy for rupees 90,000. In case fire occurs and Mr. A incurs a loss of rupees 40,000, then insurance company will pay entire rupees 40,000 to Mr. A and not proportionate amount. However, if the loss incurred is 1,20,000, then the insurance company will pay only rupees 90,000. That means it is only for the specific rate, specific policy. Then the fourth is floating policy. Goods which are lying at different location. When goods are located at different location, a floating policy is used to secure risk. In this case, a specific policy cannot be taken because the quantity of goods lying at different locations keeping fluctuating. Under this policy, insurance is taken for one single sum and single premium amount is paid for all goods lying at different locations. The insurance company is liable to pay secured in case of damage due to specific event in any of the locations. That means it is all in one policy, that is for floating policy. This policy can be taken for the goods which are lying at different locations or in different godowns or in different warehouses. That means if any businessman have the different warehouses in different districts or in different states, then he take the floating policy for all the goods. Since the quantity of goods lying at different locations fluctuate from time to time, it becomes difficult for the owner to take specific policy. So businessman or trader can take the policy, that is called as a floating policy. Such policy is taken for one same and one premium for all the goods lying at different places. Then fifth is excess policy. Excess policy. When the value of goods or stocks fluctuates, then excess policy may be taken by insured apart from normal policy. The insurance will be take two policies, one policy for the amount below which the value of the stock does not fall and another policy to cover the excess value by which the price of the goods fluctuate. For example, if the value of stock ranges between rupees 1 lakh 50,000 and rupees 2 lakhs, then one policy is taken for the 1 lakh 50,000 and another policy is taken for the excess amount, that is 50,000. That is called the excess policy. Then the reinstallment policy. This is a type of policy where the insurer undertakes to replace the property or goods lost by fire. In this policy, instead of paying compensation for the property lost by the fire, the property is replaced. Which, while paying the compensation, the depreciation amount of the policy is not taken into consideration. The rate of premium is higher in reinstallment policy. Reinstallment policy. That means under this policy, insurer replace the goods instead of paying the compensation in the events of loss of fire. The rate of premium is higher in case of reinstallment policy. Then the comprehensive policy. A lot of risk under this single policy. Normally, a fire insurance policy does not cover losses due to riots, war, etc. However, this policy covers a lots of risk under the single policy. The risk may be loss of goods due to fire, explosion, earthquake, floods, etc. These all risk covers under the comprehensive policy. That means comprehensive policy when all different types of risk like fire, then river strikes, etc. are to be covered under one single policy. Comprehensive policy is used. Thus, the owner of an asset need not take various insurance policies to protect against the various risks. It is also called as all-in-one policy. All-in-one policy and more popular in foreign countries. Comprehensive policy. Then 8 is consequential loss policy. In loss of tangible and intangible properties. Consequential loss policy. The fire insurance is originally purchased to the indemnity the material loss only. The intangible interest was not indemnate. Thus, the consequential loss policy includes the loss of tangible and intangible properties. This policy provides an indemnity to the insured for the loss of net profits payments of standing charges and expenditure in respect of the increased cost of working. That is called as the consequential loss policy. Then sprinkler leakage policy. Sprinkler leakage policy covers damage to property. Damage to property caused by an automatic sprinkler system that has leaked or discharged water accidentally rather than in response to the fire and smoke. However, the discharge or leakage of water due to the heat caused by fire, repair, or alteration of building, earthquake, war, explosion are not covered by this policy. All are the types of fire insurance. Then we will learn about the types of marine insurance. Marine insurance. Ship, cruises, cargoes, etc. are used to transport goods and people from one place to another through waterways. That is called the marine transport. For example, from oceans, seas, they are exposed to various risks like sinking of ship, then storms, then the fire, then the collision of ships with icebergs, then attack by pirates, etc. Marine insurance covers all these losses or damage to the vessels and goods during the journey against the premium paid for the same. That means all these risks are covered in the marine insurance. We will learn about uh, the these types of marine insurance. First is voyage policy. Under this policy, goods are insured for the particular voyage. Voyage means the water transportation. It is the policy in which the subject matter is insured for a specific voyage irrespective of time involved in it. In this case, risk begins only when the ship starts on voyage. Under this policy, goods are insured for a particular voyage irrespective of the duration of the voyage. This policy comes into the effect only after the ship starts on the voyage. Voyage from Singapore, for example, voyage from Singapore to Malaysia. The policy will come into effect once ship leaves Singapore dock and will end when it reaches to Malaysia. That means it is the risk covered in this water transportation is in comes in voyage policy. Then time policy. Time policy. Under this policy, goods are insured against risk of loss from a definite period of time. This period cannot be more than 1 year. However, the policy may contain a a continuation clause by which the risk shall be covered until the voyage is completed or till the arrival of the ship at the port, whichever is earlier. More than one voyage is covered under time policy. Then the third is mixed policy. Under this policy, goods are insured for an agreed value between the insured and the insurer and insured at the time of taking policy. This facilitates easy settlement of claims in case of such items where it is difficult to access the real market value. That is called as a mixed policy. For example, a mixed policy could be for the voyage from Singapore to Malaysia for a period of 20 days starting from 1st July 2020. That means it is the combination of time on voyage policy. Then fourth is valued policy. This policy is taken when it is difficult for insurer to access the value. The value is mutually agreed between the insurer and insured. The value agreed is generally more than the actual value of goods as it is also includes the profit margin anticipated by the policyholder. The value includes cost of goods plus freight and the shipping charges and also profit margin which is considered at around 10 to 15%. That is called as a valued policy. Then the blanket policy. This policy is taken for a maximum limit of required amount of protection and the full amount of premium is paid in the beginning of the policy. This policy describes the nature of goods in secured specific routes, ports, and places of voyage. It covers multiple risks on one property or it covers many properties under the policy. That is why the name is blanket policy. It covers all the risk. Under this policy, the maximum amount of risk exposures is estimates and the policy is taken for the total amount. This policy covers all types of risks that the goods might be exposed to during the voyage. The nature of goods, route of the voyage, ports of the voyage, etc. are mentioned in the policy. The premium is usually paid in advance. Then the then the sixth is port risk policy. Port risk policy. This policy covers all risks of loss when ship is anchored at port for a specific period of time. This policy expires when ship leaves the port. This policy is opposite of voyage policy, in which policy commence when ship leaves port. It is opposite to the voyage policy. That means voyage is for the transportation, and a port policy means it is when the ship arrive, and at that time this policy is taken. Then the composite policy. This type of policy purchases from more than one insurer. When the amount of insurance is very high, the policy may be purchased from more than one insurer. The liability of each insurer is specified, is separated and distinct. That means if the policy is of rupees, the total value of goods is of rupees 50 crores, then the insurance policy purchased from Bajaj Finance is for rupees 20 crore, then the general insurance is for 15 crores, then United India insurance is for 15 crores. That means it is the composition of all the policies. Then the single vessel policy. The small ship owner having only one ship in different fleets. In this policy, vessel policy, small ships owner having only one ship in different fleets. That means small ship owners, only the small ship owners can take this policy for their ship, only for single ship, or only for their vessels. Then the fleet policy and block policy. Several ships belonging to one owner, cargo owner, is protected against damage or the loss of the cargo. For this is taken fleet policy or block policy. In fleet policy, several ships belonging to one owner are insured against the same policy. In block policy, the cargo owner is protected against damage or loss of cargo in all models of the transport through which his or her cargo is carried. For example, covering all the risk of rail, road, and sea transportation, etc. That is called as a block policy. All these are the types of marine policies, marine insurance policies. I hope all are you understand, and you read all these policies again for the better understanding. Thank you for listening carefully. Stay at home and read a book.